morning and welcome again to the Hannover Messe Hydrogen Fuel Cells Batteries Group exhibit. This morning I'd like to welcome Dr. Dimitrios Papageorgopoulos, who's the Program Manager, Fuel Cell Technologies Office, Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy at the U.S. Department of Energy. Thank you. Welcome.
Hi, Robin.
Thank you.
How
Thanks for joining us.
Sure. Pleasure.
So first of all, we'd like to find out, please, what if you can tell us a bit about the U.S. Department of Energy, what they do.
So I actually am the program manager for fuel cell research and development in the U.S. Department of Energy. The U.S. Department of Energy has a program that evolves around hydrogen and fuel cell technologies, and specifically I work in the fuel cell technologies office. So the purview of my program is to address the main challenges for fuel cells, which are two: cost and durability, right?
Of course, cost. And so what is the main focus that you have there?
So the main focus is to address those main challenges, as I said, by conducting applied early stage research and development. So we want to work in developing fuel cells for a range of applications, primarily transportation, but also stationary and early market applications. So in order to have a market penetration, in order to be able to ensure commercialization, you want to have a product that's cost competitive and reliable, durable, right? So in order to do that, you would have to have the appropriate components to be at a stage where they can be integrated in a system and compete with alternative or incumbent technologies.
Thank you. And what is the U.S. Department's, where are they as far as technology goes?
So the program's been around for a while. I mean, everybody's aware of it. I have to say that we have been able to demonstrate progress in the past decade or so, and I'll give you some prime examples. On the fuel cell side, we've been able to cut costs by more than 50% in the last decade. On the hydrogen side, we've been looking at a variety of technologies. So, a prime example being electrolysis. And for that, again, we've been able to decrease the cost by more than 85% in the stack, right?
Just a large margin. What is the, if you can tell us a little bit about, I guess, a success story from the department?
Well, the last one that I just mentioned, for instance, reducing the cost for both electrolysis and fuel cells is, I think, a prime demonstration of the success that we've had. And this is technology that has been, advancing through our efforts, through the efforts of the stakeholders in the research community. And, a prime manifestation of that is the fact that we have in the United States more than 1,600 vehicles on the road, something that, you wouldn't see a decade ago. Primarily in the state of California for a variety of reasons that everybody's been discussing this week. But, nevertheless, they're on the road. They are, sold or leased. But people are driving them. They're being able to refuel them, and that's for us, it's a big success.
Thank you. What are the challenges that the technology faces? Sorry, in your opinion. So
there are technical and non-technical challenges. My purview is to work on the technical challenges. I mentioned them, as a start off because it's something that I always do: cost, performance, durability. You need a product to be cost competitive. It has to be performance competitive with incumbent or all the variety and the range of alternative technology that you have out there.
Thank you. We know that the U.S. Department of Energy is tasked with many projects. What can you share with us as far as new projects coming up?
So our main focus is early stage applied research and development, right? So on the hydrogen production side, we've got electrolysis project. We've got a range of applications that could be, benefiting from that. On the fuel cell side, I'm going to say that, we want to reduce cost, right? So, I'm reverting back to the same, message again. In order to reduce costs, you have to address a variety of challenges that, are related to cost. The fact that in automotive fuel cells, you need to use platinum is a big challenge. So, one of our primary focuses is to try to, eventually further reduce and eventually take the platinum out.
Excellent. What are the areas of opportunity at the moment?
So, the last one that I just mentioned, we have to look at ways to make this technology competitive. We're not gonna just deploy fuel cells out there because we feel like it, right? We want to make sure that the end user, the taxpayer, benefits from the subsidies, I wouldn't say subsidies, the investment that the government puts into it. So going forward, we're looking at a range of opportunities in terms of research and development, the reduction of platinum for fuel cells, looking at cheaper and alternative ways to produce hydrogen.
So that was actually my next question. What are the what's next? What's the outlook of the technology in the department?
So, in terms of research and development, again, right? So, because that's my main focus. That's what I do. That's what I love to do. As I said, taking out, PGMs, platinum group metals out of fuel cells is a prime thing that we want to do for the low temperature polymer electrolyte membrane fuel cells. There are also alternative fuel cell technologies out there, alkaline, for instance, where you can have, novel membranes. You can have the opportunity to have PGM-free materials. There's also, high temperature fuel cells for stationary applications that are prevalent. On the hydrogen production and delivery side, there are, opportunities to drive the cost down. We want to be at, less than $4 US dollars per gasoline gallon equivalent, and that's a big challenge.
That is a big challenge. And from this talk, what is it you would like for people to take away from our conversation this morning?
In what sense?
As far as what the message is.
So, as I said, the focus of the U.S. Department of Energy is to advance and enable fuel cell technologies for transportation and diverse applications. So in that sense, we think that our work can contribute to the main focus of the department in general, and that is to ensure affordable energy for the U.S. citizen and the global citizen, to ensure that we get fuel cell technologies incorporated in this vast portfolio of emerging energy technologies to promote economic growth.
Thank you very much. So our thanks to Dr. Dimitrios Papageorgopoulos, Program Manager, Fuel Cells Technology Office, Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy at the U.S. Department of Energy. Thank you very much.
Robin. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next, we have my colleague Brian, who will be speaking with Johan Schell, Managing Director at VDMA Working Group Fuel Cells, as well as Manfred Steffner, who's a chairman at the VDMA Working Group Fuel Cells, as well as ELCOR. Thank you very much.